I was on vacation for 3 months. If you want to call it that, that's fine. Here's what I'm not going to do is I won't argue with you guys anymore. Why are you wearing a sun hat? Because I'm outside. Obviously. I'm on vacation.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another reaction video. Thank you all to the new subscribers. Thank you all for showing your support by liking the videos, commenting, and sharing the videos as well. If you are new to the channel and you are enjoying the content, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. OneLove now has memberships available. As of right now, there are 2 tiers you can sign up for. The first tier is called the OneLove Fan. The perks that you will receive are loyalty badges that set you apart from the rest in the comments. You will also be able to use custom emojis as well as priority replies to comments. The second tier is called the Lovely Crew. The perks that you will receive here are the loyalty badges, custom emojis, priority reply to comments, member shoutouts, and early access to new videos. More perks will be added down the road. If you are interested in joining the membership, please feel free to hit the join button. So apparently Olivia had a whole lot to say, and this was supposed to be a video where she proved everybody wrong in saying that, we are liars and, she's the one telling the truth about what actually happened. But yeah, nothing about this live showed that she was able to prove anything. It still stands that Olivia definitely lied about being homeless, and she's trying to deflect by putting the lie that she did onto everybody else. So let's get into this.
So I'm back, and I just see all this stuff when my name pops up. Wait, what's going on with my video? Oh, there we go. What's up? Like, can we talk about it? Can we talk about Olivia was never homeless? Can we talk about it? Okay, let's talk about it. Ask me questions. Like, I'm not talking about my supporters. I'm not, this is not directed towards you guys, but everyone out there who's, I guess, trying to make money off of my name, or, I don't know, trying to spread lies on my name. Can you guys actually come in here with a challenging conversation and prove me wrong?
See, the thing that is funny about what she just said right here is Olivia knows nobody is going to come onto her platform to have a conversation with this girl. Number one, any conversation that you have with her is going to result in her not being honest. She's not going to be honest. She's going to deflect from your questions, your real questions. She's not going to tell the truth. So for her to try to make it seem like she's calling out the people who are quote unquote lying on her to have a challenging conversation, Olivia couldn't handle a challenging conversation. Because the reality of the situation is, I can offer to do a one-on-one with Olivia where I will make it to where it will be a pre-recorded video. That way, comments wouldn't be a distraction. And I would make it go live. I would make this a live video, but I will ask challenging questions. And it would not be where she would be like argumentative, where she's trying to deflect. No, I would hold her to every single question to where she will have to answer. But see, Olivia wouldn't do something like that because she's not going to be honest. Olivia picks and chooses what she wants to speak on. And if it's a hard question, a challenging question that you ask her, she's going to pivot around it because she doesn't want to be honest about it. So, Olivia, don't try to come on here making it seem like you're all about being transparent now and you're open to answering challenging questions, because if that's really what you're giving right now, I challenge you to that. I challenge you to doing a one-on-one with me where I will ask you very challenging questions. And it's not going to be where, you're going to be able to pivot around the questions. No, I'm going to ask questions and I expect for you to give an honest response, one that actually makes sense. So, yeah, that's that. And just for the record, because I know how Olivia likes to spin stuff, please understand that If you decide you don't want to do this, that's your prerogative. I'm not trying to beg you, plead with you to do any type of, one-on-one with me, because it's not about clout. It's not about that. It's about the fact that you sat here on this live and you had a whole lot to say about people who are doing videos on you, and you're welcoming challenging. You're welcoming a challenging conversation. So that's the only reason why I'm posing this to you. If you really want to have a challenging conversation, I'm letting you know I'm game for it.
That I was never homeless? Because it's the lies for me. No, don't even click on it. I think I get it. It's the media. People just say anything to get clicks and views, so they get paid, I guess. Like, so they just go with the narrative. None of these people who actually make videos on anybody have a mind of their own. So they just go with the ongoing narrative that fits whatever, because they don't have a mind of their own. They can't speak on their own logic. They just go with everybody else because they're sheep.
Now, the only reason why I'm even going to speak on this video is for the simple fact she lumped everybody into this category that do reaction videos on her. So therefore, because I also do reaction videos on her, I'm going to speak for myself. Okay? Now, Olivia, really? Those who react on you are sheep? We don't have a mind of our own? How do you explain the fact, Olivia, that here it is, I came along late in the game, reacting to you. I've had so many people trying to tell me, don't believe a word she says. Don't give her grace. Olivia lies all the time. Why are you believing her? Why are you feeling sorry for her? Why are you giving her sympathy? Do you know, for pretty much over a year, those were the type of comments I was getting because I chose to not be a follower, because I chose to not be a quote-unquote sheep. I chose to give you the benefit of the doubt. I chose to come to my own conclusions about you. Now, for you to say that everybody that does reaction videos on you are pretty much not having a mind of their own, why? Because we're all coming to the same conclusion about you, Olivia? Because it really doesn't matter whether you are a reactor or you are a viewer that's watching your life unfold. We are all coming to the same conclusion. So how do you explain that, Olivia? The problem is you're mad that we are coming to the correct conclusion about who you are as a person. And you want us to be like your followers. You want us to be brain dead and not have a brain of our own to be logical thinkers so we could believe all of your lies. That's the real problem. That's the real issue that you have with us.
But none of my supporters, I know you guys are not questioning it, but even if you are questioning it, do you guys have any questions? Like, I'm so transparent, and like, even the people who talk all the shit, can y'all speak up? I didn't put it on subscriber mode or anything. Like, anybody can say anything to me or ask me any questions if you think I'm lying or I was lying at some point. Hi, ladies. Yeah, I wouldn't even click on it. It's so stupid. Like I said, they're all brainless sheep who try to make money off the next person. It's really sad.
So let's be clear, Olivia, because you definitely love to throw out the fact that people who do reactions on you are making money off of you. We're making money off of reacting to the life that you choose to display on here. Again, I have said this from a very early start in me commentating on here in this platform, or on this platform in this sector. Anytime I do any type of commentary, I try to do it with integrity. I treat it as professional as I possibly can. I make sure that I'm doing my due diligence. I don't just put any and everything on here when I do my commentary. And I do treat the way I handle the mothers in this sector, including you, Olivia, I do try to handle it in a way where I'm utilizing my background in journalism. Okay? Now, again, anytime you are reporting on a story and you do it as a profession, Olivia, you're going to get paid for it. It doesn't matter if you are a White House correspondent. It doesn't matter if you work for the New York Times. It doesn't matter if you do blogs on the website. It doesn't matter if you are publishing in a newspaper or in a magazine. It doesn't matter if you literally have a podcast and you are streaming from YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, what have you. It is a job profession. And that profession requires you as a journalist or as a reporter or as a commentator, it is your job to report on what is happening in the world. I just so happen to choose to use my background in journalism to report on what I'm seeing in this YouTube sector. Just like you have other commentators who report on news in other sectors here on YouTube, Olivia. So for you to keep trying to throw it in the faces of those who speak on you as solely doing it because we're trying to make money off of you, understand YouTube acknowledges the fact that there is a lane for us people to report on news that goes on here on YouTube, and YouTube is the one who's paying us, just like YouTube is the one that's paying you. Let's get clear, okay? Like, girl, I know you try so hard to make it seem like you are that girl, but you are just another story that can easily be talked about. You are no different than all of the many moms on TikTok and also here on YouTube that show their dysfunctional life. So please stop it, okay?
Do you plan on having your baby daddy back in your life? That has nothing to do with me being homeless. Hey, Yolanda. You're homeless, right? I was homeless. Yes, I was. And then it's like you guys missed out on like the last few videos. Like I've been literally putting this on piece by piece, like showing you guys everything piece by piece. And it's like y'all still come in here saying, "Oh, hey, you're homeless, right? Aren't you still pregnant?" Like, I already addressed these things.
Olivia, you haven't addressed anything. You went from acting like you was homeless for a week, begging for cash apps because you claim you didn't have a place to lay your head for you and your children. But in between that time frame, in the same week, we saw you shopping, we saw you eating very nicely at the mall, we saw you with Starbucks, we saw you with Chick-fil-A and McDonald's, we saw you going from acting like you was looking homeless and busted and broke to you started glamorizing your appearance. We saw you filming in between in that same time frame at a place that looked very similar to what you originally had started out at your roommate's house, to then it was when you got the pushback and people realized you was really scamming these people. That's when you abruptly told people, "I don't need any more help, you guys, I'm good, thank you," to "We didn't hear from you in a few days." And then the next thing we saw, you walking around in the airport, and then the next day you sitting cheesing, grinning in your troll nightgown with a bonnet on in your Texas apartment. So exactly what did you explain? Because if you're talking about that 3-hour live you did, you explained really nothing at all. That whole live was dedicated to you deflecting on how you literally went from claiming to be homeless to now you're sitting in the same apartment that you claimed you lost. And you deflected that whole live by talking about Gerard. So, girl, you explained nothing.
Hey, Liv, I never pay attention to the lames. Yeah, please don't. I'm only coming up here because people are coming in my comments, and now I'm giving you guys an opportunity to ask me straight up. Don't be scared. You know, ask me if you have a challenging conversation.
And it's that comment right there is why she has so many people that still believes her lies, because they are so oblivious to the fact that this woman is clearly lying to their face, and they are so afraid to venture out and get another opinion on what is actually being shown through multiple sources. They would rather stay content and just be lied to. But again, Olivia, nobody's afraid to challenge you. I mean, nobody is afraid. Well, again, I can only speak for myself. I am not afraid to have a challenging conversation, Olivia. Again, I think it sounds cute that you're saying what you're saying. But again, it's like a lot of people are pretty much privy to how you move. We know how you get down. We see it all the time. We see the deflections. We see the contradictions. But like I said, it's cute that you're trying to sit over there acting like you're all intellectual by saying, nobody wants to have a challenging conversation. Like, Olivia, you wouldn't be able to take a challenging conversation.
Do you plan on having your baby daddy back in your life? You already asked me that. Oh, I already read that. Hey, Liv, I never pay attention. Yeah. Nope, no questions. Just wanted to put you on to a great job. Ooh, a job? Where? Wait, you were? I'm so proud of you. Yes, I was. It was a very difficult time in my life, and I don't know. I think about it, and it's like, when you think about something like that you went through, that's like, just like makes me feel a certain type of way thinking about it. But yeah, it was really, really hard, and I let you guys in, and I got a lot of support and love, and I appreciate you guys. But my whole thing is, the same people who are saying I'm liars are the same people who probably emailed my ex-roommate harassing her, trying to get me kicked out of the place I was staying. And then you guys got mad because my supporters showed up and showed out for me and helped me save this place and get back home to this place. Because let's be real, if I was going to stay out there and just live pillar to post and stay in hotel rooms, I would still be up here asking you guys for money. So I think I made the right decision. But,
The fact that this woman is trying to make it seem like she went through so much being quote unquote homeless, but yet she cannot provide anything of substance to hold weight to that experience. Everything is so off the cuff. Everything is so nonchalant. Everything is so surface level. There's nothing that she can really contribute to that experience because she wasn't in that experience. There are people who have literally been homeless that can give you a whole breakdown of what that was like, how that felt, what their real in and out, day to day experience looked like, felt like, and this woman can give you nothing because she's lying. Secondly, for Olivia to try to lump all reactors into this one category of we had to have been the ones contacting this roommate to get her kicked out is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, Olivia. And thirdly, for this story to have been circulating on the YouTube streets, and it's being said that Olivia was kicked out of the roommate's apartment, the roommate's personal information was circulating all around YouTube, her name was exposed, her husband information was exposed, her children information was exposed, her address was doxed. Where is that information? Like, I'm still waiting to see the proof of that. Because if it really did happen, I would think we would have been seeing that information floating around YouTube. When did that happen? Where's the proof of that actually happening? Because the truth of the matter is, throughout this whole skit of her being homeless, during that whole week, there were times, like I said, where she was filming up against that same popcorn textured wall. And like I said, that type of style of paint is very old school. I've never really seen it on the walls. I've seen it on the ceilings. But for her to be filming up against the same wall that she was filming up against prior to this homeless situation, how is it that you were filming in a similar place, Olivia? Even with the infamous chair that you rolled in the camera, you forgot about the fact that you showed us that chair before you went homeless, right? I think this is insane. that this woman is still fixing her mouth to try to duck and dodge behind the fact that she's being exposed for lying, but she wants to throw it back on the reactors as if we're the ones lying.
No, only because you're not homeless now because you went back to Texas watching your videos, so mind your business. Huh? Because I do not look like Wendy Williams. What the hell? I look nothing like that lady. I guess the hair. Thank God your car got you back home. Your haters can't stand that people love you. I know, and that's why I keep rubbing it in their face. Because no matter how much shit they talk about me, people still love me. And I love you guys for that. Thank you so much for having a mind of your own. I appreciate that, you guys.
Please understand that when Olivia thanks her supporters for having a mind of their own, what she's really saying is thank you guys for having the mind to believe the lies that I'm continually telling you, because I don't want y'all to go over into the other areas where they're talking about me, because then your eyes will be open and you will see the truth. So thank you for not venturing out into the other areas and just solely staying here and believing all of the things that I tell you. My loyalty cult. Because that's what it's giving. It's giving cult. It's giving you have brainwashed those people over there. It's giving you done cast a spell on these people. Like, let's really talk about it. Because it's really giving something ain't right. Something is definitely ain't right over there. For those people to see everything that you do and say, and yet they're blindly not just following you, but they're continually telling you, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. Like, yeah, it's giving crazy. It's giving creepy. All of the above.
I really do. But it's just like, she lied. She was never homeless. Like, why are you going to say that? Like, just like playing about homelessness is not a game. You don't lie on somebody being vulnerable and opening up and actually telling the truth about their journey. Like, you don't just lie about that because you feel like it.
Imagine someone lying to people about being homeless and have the nerve to say, after they done scam people for their money, you don't do stuff like that, you guys. You don't lie about being homeless. You don't lie about someone who's actually trying to be vulnerable about going through that experience. Olivia, I think that is so horrible of you to continue to play in people's faces the way you do. You are definitely a liar. You definitely lied about being homeless. And I'm going to say again, because I mentioned it in my last video, Olivia is the type of person that would say, well, technically, I am considered homeless because I don't have my own home out here in Florida. It's really giving that. It's really giving Olivia will flip whatever she can in her mind to justify her lies. So because she was staying with Raquel, technically that's not her home. That's her sister's home. When she was staying with the roommate, well, technically it's not my home. It's the roommate's home. So in her mind, that's how she flipped it to believe her own lie. She technically didn't have her own home in Florida, therefore she played on the word homeless. Yeah, that's what it's given.
I'm wondering what happened with you and your sister. We're still very close. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. I just didn't want to put my drama and bullshit on her life. Like, I'm a grown ass woman and I didn't want to do that. We're still very close. That's my sister. That's my baby. That is my baby. I love her to death.
You didn't want to put your drama and your mess on her life. That makes no sense, Olivia. Because if you're trying to say there was no issues between you and your sister, everything is fine, y'all are still close, you just didn't want to inconvenience her with your drama and your mess. So it's giving the drama and the mess that you're speaking on is the fact that you had already planned on creating this lie of being homeless so you could rack up some money. And you did not want your sister to be associated with that. Because if you're really looking at this situation from the standpoint of how you presented it by saying you were kicked out, you and your children were kicked out from the roommate's place, why would that be considered drama? Why would that not be a situation where your sister would immediately step in, if not to take you in, but your children in? It doesn't make sense. If y'all are as close as you claim y'all are, if you was literally living out of your car, you're telling me your sister wouldn't step up and tell you to bring the children so your children are not having to sleep in the car? At least. Like, girl, you're lying.
Don't pay them no attention. Hey, Lady K, your true supporters are happy to know you and your babies are well. Thank you, baby. Yeah, and I have no problem answering any questions or anything. Like, I owe it to my supporters, you know? Because I love you guys, and I just don't like them lying on me. Like, that was something really traumatic and hard that I went through. Like, it's messed up.
What's messed up, Olivia, is the fact that you're claiming that the experience you had of being quote unquote homeless was traumatic for you. That was traumatic. You being able to eat out every day, that was so traumatic. You being able to actually have a meal for the day, that was so traumatic. The fact that you were able to drive around in the car and you was able to take your children to the park and they could play, and afterwards you can get them McDonald's, you can get you some Starbucks, you could drive to the mall and walk around and let the kids play, and you got to have your Starbucks and eat your mall food. Oh my gosh, that was so traumatic. That was so traumatic. The fact that you could come on here and wearing newer clothes and you could wear makeup and you had your eyelashes on, you was able to get your nails together. Yeah, you was able to do your nails. You had your makeup on. You was able to color your hair. Oh my gosh, how traumatic of an experience you had being homeless. Are you freaking kidding me? You are disgusting, Olivia. Traumatic? You struggled? You was struggling to survive is what she said in one of those videos. Oh my gosh. It was a struggle to survive. Like, are you for real? Are you for real, Olivia? I mean, I know you're for real, but I can't believe you're saying what you're saying. It was traumatic. Wow.
I don't even know why they're obsessed with this. Even if you were a scammer, we'd learn from it, right, and move on, whatever. But they've turned this into an entire career posting about you. I know, they're lame. They're so lame.
I swear, it's the level of, unintelligence that I see that just literally has me scratching my head, like for real. So it is considered obsession now that people are trying to bring exposure to what this woman did in scamming people for money by creating a lie to say that she was homeless when she was never homeless. Now that is considered obsession because people are trying to expose the truth. Wow. Wow.
They are so lame. People are just so lame. It's like, babe. But I get it, they get paid, so they just keep going. But they're so lame. Like, talk about no integrity, you know?
Talk about no integrity. Oh my goodness. Like, this video just gets worse and worse as I watch it. Like, I cannot believe the level that this woman will go to try to save face. This is insanity. Like, seriously, I cannot stress that enough. This is pure insanity. Olivia, you wouldn't know integrity if it literally slapped you in your face. Like, seriously. If integrity was a wig, you wouldn't even recognize it. At all. Like, this is insane.
Yeah, you guys, I don't think I'm going to get my babies because he's not answering on the app. And I guess the lawyer, I don't know. I don't know. Should I call her back? It's already 4:30. Well, I will definitely note it down. because now he's been breaking the court order. But okay, I guess.
So, what lawyer are you contacting? Because I thought you didn't have a lawyer, Olivia. And I wouldn't foresee you contacting Gerard's lawyer. So, what lawyer are you contacting if you are supposedly about to put up a GoFundMe because you claim you need money for a lawyer? Like, make that make sense.
Do you have people pay your bills so you could keep your place in Texas, but you said you got all your shit evicted? No, I said yes, I did, because the apartments decided to work with me. I felt my attitude coming. I was behind. I was behind 2 months of rent. Okay. So instead of them kicking me out, they worked with me, and they said if I paid 2 months and got caught up, because I was paying a month behind. So they said if I paid 2 months and I got completely caught up, then they weren't going to evict me by a certain date. And I did that by the grace of God, and I didn't lose all my things. But yeah, I pretty much thought I did lose all my things because they were going to evict me. So when I came up here and I said that I'd lost all my shit, that's because I thought I was gonna lose all my shit. I wasn't gonna break it down at that time and tell you guys everything, because all you guys would have done is try to come here and take pictures of my stuff and rummage through my I have like real life stalkers, so I can't tell you guys every single thing that goes on. But yeah, at that time I thought I had lost everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's still not making sense, Olivia, because according to you, you're now saying that you was 2 months behind in your rent. And you're saying that in order for you to keep the apartment that you are in currently in Texas, in order for you to keep that apartment, you will have to pay the full 2 months that you owed in full. You would have to pay that by a certain date. And then you said that when you came on that live saying that you lost everything, you only said that because you thought you was about to lose everything. Olivia, it's not adding up. Because first off, my question to you is, you came on here multiple times saying that Joey pays your rent. So if Joey pays your rent, how did your rent get 2 months behind? Just like you said Joey pays all your bills, but you came on here some months ago talking about your lights got shut off. So is Joey really paying your bills? That's question number one. Question number two. How much is your rent, Olivia? Since you are on this transparent era, you want to be vulnerable, you want to be transparent with people. How much is your rent? My next question is, are you living in Section 8 housing, or are you living in low income housing? And my reason for asking that is because usually if you are in low income housing or you're on Section 8, it's based off of your income. And if you're saying that you're not monetized on YouTube, your rent shouldn't be that much money a month. And if you know you are actually monetized, they're still going to take a portion of the income that you report, and they're going to base it off of that. So that's my third question. My next question is this. Did you ever have your own apartment when you was in Florida? Because according to you, you moved to Florida, you stayed with your sister. From your sister's place, you moved in with the roommate, and from the roommate's place, you wound up homeless, and then you miraculously ended up back in Texas. So I want to know, did you ever have your own apartment? Mind you, you was only in Florida for 3 months, Olivia. Because this is what you said.
Yes, I'm back in Florida. Yes, guys, I moved. I got me a cute little place out here. Okay, listen, here's the thing. Liv has been through a lot, right? And I learned a lot from what I've been through. And people are not going to fuck with me no more. So, with that being said, until I figure out, like, my streaming area in my place, like, I get, like, a background and I have, like, a cute little... There's no more streaming all up and through my apartment. We're not doing that. Okay? Because I don't need... There's too many miserable ass people on the internet. So, with that being said, until I get my streaming room, my office together, I don't feel comfortable streaming around my place. No, you know Florida got all the fucking lizards. Oh my gosh, you guys. When I was unpacking, I was in my kitchen. Bitch, there was a lizard in my fucking cabinet. Oh my god. And it's like, I'm not used to seeing them. So I freaking freaked out. Oh my gosh, Kailani and AJ were so scared. And then I like calmed down because, bitch, I'm not used to seeing lizards anymore. AJ's like, what is it, mommy? What is it? Oh, I want to share with you guys so much, like how I'm doing their room and everything. It's so cute. I can tell you guys about it. I got AJ a little Spider-Man bed, and I got Kailani a little princess bed. Oh my god, it's so cute. Maybe I'll show you how I do it, like when the rooms are done. I can show you the rooms without showing you the place.
So, was you lying about this, Olivia? Was you lying about the fact that you had your own apartment? Because we never saw the princess bed. We never saw the Spider-Man bed that you got for AJ and Kalani. So, again, since you're being transparent and you want to have a challenging conversation, answer the people this question. Did you lie about having your own place in Florida? The next thing that I want to ask is you said that you was behind 2 months in your rent and you thought you had lost your place because of that. But when you came on here during your homeless situation, you said you broke the lease and you ended up losing everything. This is what you said.
I broke the lease and I lost all of our stuff. Everything's gone. I had pictures, I had everything, and everything's gone.
So, which one is it? Were you 2 months behind and you were about to get evicted, according to what you're saying now? Or did you break the lease and you lost everything? Like, the stories that you're giving, which is a lot of different stories, they're all not adding up, Olivia. Because, she's went from saying how she broke her lease, she lost everything, she no longer had her apartment in Texas, to Stella was the one who told her to keep her place in Texas, and she wasn't going to get into who was paying the bills at her place, to now she actually was 2 months behind in her rent, and that was the issue. And it's like the story just keeps changing. It's just not adding up. And a lot of times, if things are not adding up, there are some lies in the mix.
I don't have any questions. I trust in Florida that you were homeless. I was, you guys, like, and I'm not gonna keep saying it because I don't even want to like relive it and think about it because it was really, really, really just it was a lot. Um, and just to think that people on the internet like put me through that, like I was fine, I was doing fine, but I really feel like God always has a plan. Always. And this was his plan to have me back here because look, if I didn't get kicked out of my roommate's place, I would have still been staying there. Everything would have been going fine. And then I still would have got this thing that I have to appear in court. So it would have threw a whole wedge. It would have been bad. Like, you see how that all mapped out? Like, it was all pushing me back to Texas. So I'm not even mad at people anymore, but for people on the internet to do that to me, because that's what they did, they reached into my real life, they found my roommate. First of all, they doxed me, which is illegal and is wrong. You doxed me, then you found my roommate, then you harassed my roommate, you got me kicked out, I was homeless, people helped me get out of that situation, and now you're mad about it and you're lying and saying I was never homeless when the same people who are saying I was never homeless are the people who put me in that situation.
First off, yes, doxing is illegal, but Olivia, you doxed somebody's address as well. So let's not try to play innocent here. You've done it too. But again, I asked the question, did the information that Olivia is saying actually happen, was that verified? Did I miss something? Was it proven that Olivia's address was doxed? Was it proven that her roommate's information was leaked onto the internet? Because I didn't see that, if that is what actually happened. Yeah. Let me know, because I could be missing something here, but it just seems so convenient for her to say this is what happened and this is what transpired in me being kicked out and being homeless. Was that ever verified to be true?
The gaslighting is crazy. Crazy AF. I didn't ask to be put in that situation. I was put in that situation because haters on the internet, the same haters that are sitting here today talking about I was never homeless. Okay, well, I guess. Next time, if you don't want to see a bitch win, don't prey on her downfall. Because you're not gonna see anybody lose but yourself. You're gonna be even more mad at the end of the day because if you prey on somebody else's downfall, God will make a way. And he did. Through everybody with kind hearts that reached out to me and helped me. And they're mad. So let me see. Let me see if I can answer any more of those questions. So you have a place. Yeah, it's my place that I left here in Texas. Love from Africa. Basically, they're saying, oh, I went on vacation. Well, I think if you go on vacation, you don't start school and you don't get your son enrolled in daycare. And my school was not going to be over until March. That was my ending day. That's a long motherfucking vacation. No, I was going to keep this place until the lease was up, which was the beginning of next year. And I was going to keep it for the simple fact of if I needed to rush back here for an emergency like now, like I just had to, I still had it and I'm still around my kids. And I told you guys I didn't want to keep this place. My mom convinced me to, but I was struggling. We were struggling to get it paid for. But like I said, with the grace of God, it got paid for and the apartment is saved. And here I am back here.
So you left your apartment in Texas to go to Florida so that you could go to school, which you said ended in March of 2026. You went to the school in Florida because you needed help with your children, which is why you moved in with your sister. But for whatever reason, that didn't last long, so you ended up in a roommate situation. You wasn't planning on keeping the apartment in Texas. Your lease was up in January, so you was going to keep it until then. But your mother talked you into keeping the apartment in Texas. You don't want to explain how it got paid, but you said y'all know who pays my bills, which you're putting emphasis on Joey. So when you was in Florida, you said you wasn't planning on moving anymore. You said you had an apartment when you was freshly in Florida. When you made the announcement, you said you was in Florida. That was in May. But you knew your lease did not end until January, so you knew when you went to Florida, you was going to have to figure out how you was going to pay for the apartment in Texas plus the supposedly apartment that you claimed you had in Florida. But miraculously, you ended up in a homeless situation where your supporters was the one who was funding you money that not only kept you from sleeping in the car, but also saved your apartment in Texas. Are y'all hearing all this? Are y'all keeping up with all the spin moves that's going on here? Okay. I'm just making sure I'm not the only one like literally trying to, keep up with the many, stories that she's pushing out here because it's a lot. There's a lot of different reasonings and different excuses and a lot of different movements and it's just not, it's not making sense.
Oh, thank you, TNT. This is wild. They gotta flip everything. Exactly. They do flip everything. You said you didn't have your apartment anymore. Okay, baby, go ahead and rewind. Okay, baby, I just explained that. Blessings and wishing you the most. Oh, thank you. And they actually hope you are a scammer and scamming everyone. Listen, Liberty, that's so true. And if I was a scammer, I would have kept scamming. What the hell? Right? If I was a scammer, I would have kept scamming and scamming and scamming and scamming. I would have still been scamming. What's the problem? I could have still, if I had a scammer mindset, I could have been anywhere pretending I'm homeless, right?
Right. Exactly. You got it. That's exactly what you did. You took advantage of the fact that you was in Florida and you came up with this story to justify why you was saying that you was homeless so you can get money from people. Right, exactly. You do have a scammer mindset because you're the same woman who started a GoFundMe and said that you needed money for an attorney. And you turned around and you used that money for other purposes. You came on here with your nails done with the $100 bill in your nails. You was making purchases and you was showing the internet what all you was doing with their money. Yeah, scammer mindset. You was the one who came on here saying you wanted to do makeup, and people funded that goal that you set in wanting to do makeup. They sent you money so you could buy the things that you needed to do that, and you did nothing with it, Olivia. There are so many examples that I can provide, but I really just don't have the energy to do that. But you know just as well as the people know, and y'all can fill in the blanks. Y'all can put in the comment section below all the many times that Olivia has scammed the people. Because she's claiming she doesn't have a scamming mindset. Like, girl, get out of here.
And I could have still been, and people would have still been trying to help me. But the moment that I was okay, which was after and during the time of my procedure, somebody let me stay with them, and thank God they did. I didn't need hotel rooms anymore. I didn't need that help from y'all anymore.
No, the reason why you stopped accepting financial help from people is because you saw where you was getting a lot of pushback for the lies that you did and how people were saying that it was very criminal what you did. So you pulled back. That's why you stopped accepting their money. Let's be clear about that. Okay? And who was the person that let you in? So you're saying somebody just happened to let you stay with them? Did you know this somebody? Somebody let you stay with them after your procedure. So after your alleged abortion, somebody was kind enough to allow you and your two children to stay with them. I'm very intrigued by your response because you said you're being transparent right now. Can you be a little transparent in who let you and your children stay with them after you had got your procedure done? Because of course you're trying to claim you never was staying with the roommate after you allegedly got kicked out.
So I stopped asking. Like, I'm not going to be staying with somebody asking you guys for hotel rooms or asking you guys help for hotel rooms. Like, I'm not going to be doing that. It's just crazy. It's insane. Like,
it is crazy and it's very much insane. You are absolutely correct. But this is exactly what you did. You was asking people for money when you was in a position to go to a home that AJ continually said y'all had. He kept saying, I want to go home. I want to go home. You slipped up a couple of times and said you was about to go home. AJ said y'all had spaghetti back at y'all's home. So you knew this whole time you had a place to stay. You had a roof over your head that you and your children had to go to. You did not need those people's money to make sure that you and your children didn't have to sleep in the car. You was already in a position, Olivia, to be able to go to someone's home. It may not have been your apartment, but it was somebody's home that y'all was able to go to. And you knew that. And you did take advantage of people. You did pull on their heartstrings. And you lied to them just like you're still lying to them now. So you're absolutely correct. It is very much disgusting for a person to come on here and do something like that.
Anyway. No, I didn't go see a man. I'm sorry, guys. I had one night. One night. I'm sorry. I'm human. Okay. I know that Olivia is not supposed to be human, and I'm not supposed to have urges, but I do sometimes. Okay. Sorry.
See, even that ain't adding up because you came on this camera not even a month being in Florida and you talked about how you were seeing this guy that you again knew for a very long time, this guy you wanted to take your children and yourself to Disneyland. This was the guy you said you slept with. So, how far along are you claiming to have been before you got the abortion, Olivia? You claimed in the video where you allegedly found out you was pregnant, you was only, what, 6 weeks? So, yeah, it's giving you was messing with more than one man since you had been in Florida. If you want to go along with the narrative that you actually was pregnant, Olivia. Because according to you, the baby's father was 25 years old and is in prison. Correct? So that would mean you messed around with more than one person, okay?
How is he breaking it when you were supposed to get the kids for the summer? Because what do you mean, how is he breaking it when I was supposed to have the kids for the summer? So because I didn't get my kids for the summer, that means he can keep them away from me indefinitely? Is that your logical way of thinking, Snoop? So since I didn't get the kids during the summer because I was trying to get my shit together and go to school, now I can never see my kids again? Is that how you think? I'm trying to understand. Don't mute Snoop. I want to understand what they're talking about here. People forget being a single mom isn't for the weak. No, it's not. And people are like, well, why didn't Joey help you? Because Joey was taking care of the other half of this place. He was trying to, do what he needed to do with this place. So he was. It was just a lot of shit going on at the same damn time, okay?
First off, it's the entitlement for me. The fact that you think you can up and leave your children behind for 3 months, and according to you, you wasn't even planning on coming back to Texas. You said your plan wasn't to even keep your place in Texas. Those were your words. So you were planning on literally just throwing up the deuces to your children. And on top of that, you said out of your own mouth you did not contact your children for 2 months. For 2 months, you didn't contact them. Ryan had a birthday. Christian had a birthday. You did not reach out to them. You didn't send them anything for their birthday. Not even a birthday card, girl. And you think that just because the courts summoned your behind back to court, that was why you hopped your tail on a plane to go back to Texas. You think just because you're now back there that everybody is supposed to roll out the red carpet for you? Everybody is supposed to just move and shake because you're back in town. Like, girl, bye. It is so ridiculous how you do not see any wrong in what you do. Those children are an afterthought for you. Because if you truly love those kids, if you truly care, if you truly miss them and you can't live without them, you wouldn't move the way you move, Olivia. And please miss me with the, I sacrificed leaving my children behind so I could better myself. Nothing about how you move from the moment you touched down in Florida showed in any capacity that your movements were solely based on trying to better yourself for your children. At all. Like, this is insane to me. And secondly, you said Joey was struggling to take care of the other half of the bills that you had going on at your Texas apartment. Again, please enlighten us. How much is your rent, Olivia? Because it can't be that much if the apartments that you find yourself living in are infested with roaches. They are infested with spiders. You have all type of creepy crawlers in your place of residence. Like, and again, I'm definitely not trying to look down on anybody because we all have our stepping stones to get to where we need to be. But this is the same female who's always fixing her mouth to call the next woman broke. Like, if you big and bad to call the next woman broke, you better make sure the conditions of your life and what you have to bring to the table ain't resembling brokenness or broke behavior. Because girl, you the one who's always walking around in bonnets, always, just living the broke life. Like it's crazy to me how you can sit here and try to sit on some type of high horse and look down on other women like you just balling out of control and you got it like that. But everything you have as far as financially goes come from the support of the family that you still have left to support you, and you scamming people. And if you want to talk about the money you make on your social medias, look at the type of stuff you put out there to draw money. Everything about your life is broke behavior. So you telling me that Joey couldn't take care of your bills by himself? Because I know you ain't pushing no mortgage type of payments. You had a house with a mortgage payment. I might lend an ear and hear what you gotta say. But girl, please miss me with that. I know you ain't paying that much money a month in rent. I know you're not. So it's really given Joey is broke too. If he can't take care of your full bills, like girl, he had to take care. He was struggling to take care of the other half of what you had going on. And it took the people on YouTube, the same people you call jealous, and you are quick to be smart and, want to block people. Those same people are the ones who had to save you from losing your place. Like, girl, get out of here. But your family are 10 toes down for you. You and your sister, y'all are tight. Y'all are good. They got your back. Your mama got your back. But your mama didn't have nothing to do with your bills being paid in Texas. Girl, bye. Just bye.
Totally get it. Praying everything. I read that. How are you homeless but got a house? Oh Lord. Where are your kids sleeping? Can someone tell me if she killed the baby? Wow. No accountability. What's up with y'all? Y'all learn the word accountability and y'all just always say it. Like, baby, Love 92, define accountability, please. Define it. I won't make you spell it, but define it, please.
Olivia, you define accountability and you try to spell it. Like, girl. And I mean, don't use Google either. It's the fact that you always trying to make the next person look dumb when you are the dumbest of them all. You have no idea what accountability is because you never walk in it. Never. Just like you don't know what integrity is. Girl, you spell integrity. How about that? Because you definitely don't have no integrity. You have no shame at all. You get on here and you say whatever comes to mind. You do whatever you feel like doing. However the wind blows you, that's just where we will find Olivia. You say the most off the wall stuff. The way you speak is so reckless, so vulgar. You lack any sense of intelligence, any sense of comprehension. You're just existing at this point, Olivia. And it's all by choice. You choose to show up like this every single day. And that is sad. It's sad. Because you are halfway to 40 and this is all that you have learned thus far. These are your accomplishments. This is what your children have to look up to. But you want to make fun of the next woman because they're saying something valid. I know you love using that word now. Valid. Because that's what I use over here. But yeah, nothing you say is valid. Nothing you contribute to any conversations you choose to have on your platform have any level of substance at all. Girl.
Olivia, if you had an apartment in Texas the whole time you were homeless in Florida, you could have gone back to your apartment. Saying you were homeless was a play on words and sympathy. No, because I can't go back to an apartment that I'm locked out of because they're trying to evict me. And I couldn't come back if I had no money for a plane ticket, right? And I couldn't come back unless I was able to pay the remaining balance that I owed, right? So I literally couldn't come back here until I paid off my balance and until I put an LOA at my school because I wanted to go back to Florida, but now I'm not going back to Florida. And yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, Olivia, how do you explain this?
I said what I said. You guys want to know my tea? Ask. It's not a big deal. There's no more tea. Really, there's no more tea. I'm in Florida, you know, and I'm not worried about nothing. There's no more nothing. You guys want to keep making fun of me because I'm not with my kids. Okay, I'm not with my kids. I'm about to go to school. I'm not on here door dashing. I'm not on here begging you bitches for a fuck thing. I'm here not paying any fucking bills. No bills at all. Okay? I still have my own place. Still do.
So you said here that you wasn't begging nobody for nothing, which you ended up begging people for money. You said that you wasn't having to pay any bills because you was insinuating that your bills was taken care of. And you also made it a point to say that you still had your place in Texas. And this was the last week of June when you made this statement. You was going to be starting school in July, the first week of July. So you're telling me at this point in time when you made this statement, you was acting like you was doing your big one by bragging to the internet that you was not having to pay any bills and you still had your place in Texas. So again, which one is it, Olivia? Because the way you was coming across, it came across like you didn't have a care in the world. That your bills was taken care of, that you had a place in Texas waiting for you. But then you turn around and say this whole time you was 2 months behind in your rent and Joey wasn't paying your bills the way you claimed he was.
Oh, you said to call them again. I'll try. I'm gonna call him on the app and see if he answers, just so I can say, "Hey, are you dropping off the kids? Yes or no? I need an answer." But he probably won't answer. You guys, I already know the games. Like I've already played. I've already been through all these games before. And then I could go over there with the police, but he'll just pretend he's not home, like he's done before. And then there's nothing that the police can do. Remember, you guys, I've already done all of these things before. You know. But it's okay. I'm going to note it that he restricted me from seeing them. I'm going to call tonight. Um, he'll probably not let me speak to them. I'll note that. And we'll see how things go in court, you know? Why did you continue to go live in the roommate's condo when you were telling everyone you were homeless? I didn't, baby. Do you have proof of me going live in the roommate's condo? And if you do, can you send it to me so we can blast it all over the place? Because I would love to see that.
Girl, bye. You know good and well you've seen the video circulating, which is why when I put the video out about the infamous chair and how on my community wall I said, watch, she'll probably try to say that chair was in her trunk of the car, and you turned around and tried to give that same excuse. Like, girl, bye. You know exactly the videos that was circulating around of the proof of you lying to the people and the proof of how you was still playing in people's faces and how it was very clear that you was never kicked out of the roommate's apartment. Like, girl, and even if you want to try to spin it and make it seem like, oh, well, I wasn't actually staying at the roommate's place, I was at somebody else's place, it really doesn't matter at this point, because the point is you was telling people you were homeless when you had a place to go home to, or you had a place to lay your head. Just like AJ let it be known that y'all still had a home to go to. Like, girl, ain't nobody got time to keep inserting the proof and the evidence of the fact that you was lying to the people. We all know you was lying to the people, girl. You know you was lying to the people. Talking about where's the proof. Girl, please.
I know you guys think you know what you're talking about, but you really don't. But like I said, if you have proof, please send it over. Is there any way we could help you get monetized? Abby, I need to make another channel. I just haven't done it yet. I'll probably do it after all this court stuff.
Wow. Olivia forgot that she did already create another channel for those same purposes. Olivia forgot that she literally created another YouTube channel because she said that that was going to be the channel where she can get monetized and that money was going to be used to pay her child support. You forgot about that channel that fast, Olivia? Wow. How sad. Like, girl, I know it's a full-time job and you be working overtime when it comes to trying to remember your lies and keeping up with the lies that you tell. Interesting.
Yes, do I still need help? No, baby. I'm going to actually make a GoFundMe for anybody who wants to help me get a lawyer. And yeah, because I need to get a lawyer by next week or the week after. Why they up in your business? Because you guys, I just realized that all of this is always like a play to get my supporters to not like me or not fuck with me. And that's really what it is. I can't think of any other, and I guess for money, because they get paid to talk about me and talk shit and whatever the case may be. But I think it's to turn people against me, honestly. But like I said, I think my supporters have a brain of their own, and yeah, I think that's worked in the past with weaker people. But I think that we've come so far on this side of things. It's like, if anything, they say I'm such a liar, but if anything, all I see is me being lied on. That's all I see. And then I come out with the truth. Like, you know how many times, and I'm going to keep saying this and rubbing this in people's face, you know how many times and how many people said I was a liar about my pregnancy with AJ? I was a liar, and I was lying. I was lying. I was lying about being pregnant with Kailani. I produced 2 children. I was lying, saying that this is all a game in the courts and that man really still wanted me. Oh my God, no, he doesn't. He would never. He would never. And he did, and he was. So it's like, there's so, like, people just lie on me so much. And that's all I see. That's all I see. So if you guys see anything other than that, yeah, because it's insane. It's totally insane. What other lie was there? I mean, yeah, if you try to say, hey, Liv, is this your address? And I say, no, that's not my address because I don't want you guys to know my address. Is that a lie? No, that's just me not wanting to tell you guys certain things because I don't have to tell you guys certain things. But being caught out in a full-blown lie, I'm trying to think. When was I really caught in a lie for real? That was proved to be a lie. I'm trying to think.
Oh my gosh, I literally have secondhand embarrassment right here. Like, Olivia, really, girl, I think you should have just stopped, while you was ahead. Because, girl, not you just formed this question, and the people can pretty much run a list down of all the times you've been caught in lies, girl. Like, for starters, let's talk about AJ. Like, let's talk about all the twists and turns and all the fictitious stories you came up with to prove that Zolo wasn't AJ's father. All the while, you had to just finally come clean and admit to the fact that the people were right the whole time.
Ain't that your baby daddy? Let's just say in a world where you guys know something, let's say that is my baby daddy, okay? That makes her even more grimy. And if it wasn't my baby daddy, okay. I know a lot of bitches that fuck around and fuck up and have a baby with the wrong type of niggas. But the whole point is, whether he's my baby daddy or not, bitch, I turned and I never looked back. But with that being said, AJ's father is not who I've been saying it is. You guys are like, duh. No, but for real shit. AJ's father is, if you are new here, then you might not know this. If you're oldie, goodie, then y'all do know this. Lorenzo. Yes. The man himself, Mr. Bands.
Really? Like, nigga, like I didn't know?
That is AJ's father. Let me read these comments. So I was trying to understand, does it go both ways? That is all I was asking. Does what go both ways? She said, get your story straight, ho. Get the fuck out of my chat, loser. You guys are such losers. Like, you... Never mind. Olivia, you're better than this. You got blocked by Big Mama Stella. That's Big Stella to you, honey. Yeah. Thank you, Mommy. Oh, no, she just timed you out. You can come back, but you better come back nicer.
Oh, wow. So, Mama Stella is back in the chats. How convenient. How convenient of your mother to now be back in the chats after you have run the course of this homeless scam and you're back in Texas in your apartment. How convenient. See, now it's definitely making me fully understand why the people say that they don't believe Stella was actually blocked. She was just simply told not to interact in the chats while Olivia pulled this little stunt she made. It's definitely making more sense to me. I see it now. How disgusting of you and your mother to do this. How disgusting. It's so amazing how these type of things are literally going over her subscribers' head and they don't know how to put two and two together here. You mean to tell me that your mom can be in this chat right here and put people in timeout because they're posing questions and they're saying things that, I mean, obviously they have a right to feel the way they feeling because of the stuff that you have done and the way you have gotten over on people. People are annoyed, they're frustrated, they're angry, they're irritated, all the above. And the fact that you did what you just did, Olivia, played in these people's faces, crying and going on as if you was really homeless, but you had a place to lay your head in Texas all the while. Talking about you lost your home in Texas, and your mother was nowhere to be found. The same mother who has your back, the same mother who, is your best friend, the same mother who's right here putting people in timeout because they're saying what they're saying to you, she couldn't show up during that time when you needed her the most. That's what you want people to believe. That she wasn't in a position to help you and your children. That she wasn't in a position to stop you and your children from having to sleep in a car. But your mother can be front and center putting people in timeout right now. But she was nowhere to be found during this whole week of you scamming the people. How convenient. How convenient. I think this is disgusting. I think it says a lot about your family dynamic. It says a lot to me as far as why your mother allows you to do the things you do. And it's definitely giving y'all are one and the same. Because what mother would condone behavior like that? What mother would support that? Yeah, I have no respect at all for this. I have no respect for this type of mothering that we see displayed from you or from your mother. This is disgusting.
Yeah, just losers. Losers. And that's another reason why I'm coming to you guys with all the truth and the transparency, because y'all will never play on my top again either. Calling up courthouses, calling my PO, calling this person. Baby, call everybody. Call the president of the United States, babe. I'm still going to be sitting here smiling on camera, doing what I want to do, because I'm 10 steps ahead. Me. And I'm going to come in, I'm going to let people know before you think you're dropping tea. No one's going to be able to drop tea on me except for me. You guys will know after the fact, then you can call the courthouses and call this person. Girl, call everybody, okay? Call the Channel 5 News, okay? But as long as I drop it first, because it's my motherfucking tea, then you little minions can go discuss it, because you guys are broke and you guys are losers and you guys have nothing to do. But talk about Big Liv. So I'm going to let you guys have that. But as far as dropping tea on me, my baby daddy, his wife, my situation, my life, the courts, this, that, and the third, oh, I'll come and drop my tea first, honey. I don't need nobody to be dropping tea on me. No. No. And other than this court stuff, you guys have nothing on me. I believe that funny looking person that was just in here, she was trying to call POs and try to get me locked up and call CPS. Girl, you didn't move shit. You didn't move shit. Nothing. Nothing. Thank you. Have a good day. Okay.
So the fact that you just came out of a homeless situation, according to you, and you told the people a few days ago that that was a humbling situation. You just got through saying in this live that that was a very traumatic experience. And yet you turn around and resort back to calling the people broke. Like, you cannot make this up. You went from being homeless, sleeping in your car, according to you, to now you're back to calling people broke? Are you okay, Olivia? See, it's giving you can run your mouth the way you're doing now because you felt like you won up the people. You are in a position to be in your Texas apartment with the money that you made fabricating this lie that you was homeless. Yeah, you're able to actually catch flights. How convenient. You know, because we're still waiting for you to be transparent in letting the people know how much money did you collect during that whole week of you telling people you were homeless. Yeah, we're still waiting for you to share that information because, according to you, you have no problem sharing it because you have nothing to hide. Remember? We're still waiting. What was the total? What was the total amount of Cash Apps you received from all 4 of your Cash App accounts? The total money you received from your PayPal? The total money you received from Super Chats and even the money that you accumulated during that time on your YouTube? With the views. But see, you will never share that information because you're a liar. You racked up off of that story. You went from broke to struggling. Oh my gosh, I had to, I was able to get a place after I got my abortion. Somebody let us stay with them after the procedure. And then you turned around 2-3 days later on a treadmill. We saw you on the treadmill when that was very odd, considering you just had the abortion the day before, the day prior. You had the abortion on a Wednesday. You turned up on a live on Thursday, working on a treadmill, working out on a treadmill, jogging on a treadmill. You supposed to be bleeding. You supposed to be cramping. You ain't supposed to be in no condition of trying to work out. And then a few days after that, we see you taking flights to Texas. How was you able to come up with that money, Olivia? How did you get the treadmill? Oh, was that just one of the items that you chose to take with you when you went to Florida? Oh, okay. But how much money did you actually generate? How was you able to afford a plane ticket for you and AJ? Because I'm pretty sure Kalani was able to travel for free. And then you sit up here on this live talking about, I'm waiting on my car, you guys. I'm having my car shipped here. Oh, I'm sure that costs money too. Where did that money come from? Yeah, it's just a bunch of lies. It's really the lies for me.
Snoop, he isn't. He's keeping the kids from her. Go catch up. Yeah. Okay, let me move on. I'm sorry, I had to address that loser. I just want to know, they're saying you were never homeless, but you have your apartment, so that's what I guess a lot of people is confused on, because I've seen a lot of comments saying they helped you. I don't see any comments saying that they helped me and they're confused. I see people just saying whatever to confuse you guys. But I already addressed it, Queen. You can just rewind this just a little bit, baby, and it will be addressed about everything. Okay, baby? And if you have any more questions, you can ask me. But they think you were never homeless. Oh, I already read that. Okay. What is your ideal resolution to the situation? What situation, Madison? Give us the dictionary definition. Right, girl. I'm still waiting. Did she say what accountability is? I mean, it would be in the kids' best interest if they stood with their father until you were more stable, but until you are, though, you guys can work out visitation no matter who has custody. No, I think it's in the kids' best interest to be where they want to be, and if they want to be with their mother, who is obviously stable in her own place, and I have a bedroom for them, and I have a car to get them to and from school in the morning and in the afternoon, and I have food in my refrigerator, that's pretty stable. That's as stable as they need it to be, other than to be with two people who are very mentally gone and forever trying to distort the relationship between the mother and them. And I think it's more important for them to be where they want to be. That's important for kids to have a choice in the matter, not to feel like they're trapped and like they can't get out and communicate to one of their parents. I think that's really fucked up, but that's just me.
Wow. This girl said it is obvious that she is stable. You was just on this internet, Olivia, crying and begging people for money because you, according to you, was homeless, sleeping out of your car with your other 2 children, but you're stable? We sent you moving to Florida to stay with your sister, then move in with a roommate, to sleeping out of a car, according to you, being homeless, to depending on Cash App so you can stay in a hotel, to staying with somebody else after you got your abortion. And that speaks of stability? Are you for real? Like, you think just because now you're back in your Texas apartment, that means you're stable and you can take care of 3 additional children? You think just because you can put food in your freezer, in your refrigerator, that means you are stable? Because let's be clear, if it wasn't for people working, you would not be able to even afford food, because it's the tax people's money that allows you to get food stamps, girl. So where's the stability? And then you're talking about, I have a car to take them to and from school, but you just got through saying that you don't even know if your car will make it 45 minutes to where your children are. But you can take them back and forth to school? Like, girl, are you for real? The fact that you're even sitting here saying that it should be what the children want. Do you not understand that your children are minors? Meaning they are not in a position to be able to know what is best for them. Which is why children have legal guardians over them. Which is why most children their ages can't make grown-up decisions. Because they don't know how to navigate life in this adult world. They're kids. So for you to sit here and say they should be able to say where they want to go, no, because they're not able to completely process all the things that they need to be able to understand and know for themselves what is best for them. They don't know the questions they need to ask. They don't know the things they need to be looking out for. All they know is, I can either stay with my mom or stay with my dad. That's it. Which is why this type of situation is being held in a courtroom for a judge to make a sound decision. Because obviously, you're not stable in a lot of ways. You're not stable financially. You're not stable when it comes to transportation. You're not stable when it comes to being able to keep a roof over their head. You're not stable when it comes to helping them with their schoolwork and making sure they get to and from school. You're not stable even when it comes from a mental capacity, from a emotional capacity. Like, girl, this is crazy that you're saying what you're saying.
Okay. Yes, my car got here. I'm not even asking this to hate, but if you can't financially take care of yourself with 2 kids you already have, how do you plan to take care of 3 additional kids full time? The same way I always did. That's how. Remember, don't ever fucking forget who always had my kids. Like, I know you guys like to act like you have amnesia, but I know you guys were not clinically, given that diagnosis of having amnesia. So please, knock it off. Okay? Did you guys ever see Olivia struggle? Did you guys ever see my kids without? You guys did these past couple, this last month. Yes, you did. 100%, and I own up to that because I was kicked out of a place. I had no control over that. But before I was kicked out of that place, we were good. We were good. I'm sorry I was doxxed. I'm sorry I was stalked and harassed. I'm sorry that my roommate kicked me out for her own safety because she was scared of the people who were harassing her. I can't blame her for that. That's totally understandable. They were posting her kids. They were posting her husband. They were posting everything. These people are sick. And for what? Because they don't like me? So yes, when she asked me to leave, I left happily because I'm not going to put other people through this bullshit. I'm not. I have more respect for people. So other than that time, did you ever see me not being able to take care of my kids, Madison? Honest question. Maybe you're new here and maybe you've never, I don't know. Maybe you don't know what you're talking about. But anyway. Accountability is the obligation or willingness to accept responsibility for one's actions and their impact. Excuse me. Okay. So you're talking about take accountability for what, and what have I not taken accountability for? Since you're the accountability police. We got the karma police. We got the accountability police. I mean, the only person who can tell me to take accountability for anything and hold me to the fire about it is the Lord. That's it. Not you. Who are you? And I always say that. So anyway.
And he has. The Lord has, and he definitely will continue to do so. But, as far as the commenter, honestly, I wouldn't even have taken the time to even give her a definition of accountability because Olivia is just not going to do that. She's going to play dumb. She's going to play victim. She's going to act like, she doesn't understand what people are saying, although people are, stating the obvious. She's going to do whatever she can to duck and dodge and pivot around, any type of situation that she's in where it warrants accountability. Like, this is just what it is at this point.
You lied by omission. I'm gonna read this out loud still because you think you're eating. You lied by omission. You just know that if you had been honest about losing your apartment, they wouldn't have given like they did. You played on their hearts. No, 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 no. See, you're mad and you're bothered because I have supporters that love and support me. You're bothered. You right there. You. And I already explained about the apartment. You can rewind it a little bit and watch it again. I don't want to have to keep explaining everything over and over and over, but you can just rewind it and I explained everything. But nice try though.
No, Olivia had to read that comment out loud so she could comprehend what it was she was reading. But there was absolutely nothing wrong with what the commenter said because you very much played on the hearts of people. And you very much lied, Olivia. Like, you can keep, like I said, pivoting around the truth, but it's still going to be the truth. No matter how many ways you try to distort your lies to make it look believable or sound believable, we see it for what it is. So the commenter was very correct in what they said.
Yeah, they do listen to them, and I think that's why they get so heated with me. They go around and they listen to everybody else lie to them, and then they come back to me and be like, "Why did you lie to us?" I'm like, y'all need to stop watching that bullshit, please. Like, if you, I don't know. You guys can watch whatever you want. I'm not even trying to tell y'all what to watch. Y'all watch whatever you want to watch, but just don't get bullshit and reality confused. Like, please, like, come on now, you guys. Okay, understand that these people make videos about me to make some coin because they ain't got motion of they don't have motion of their own. Have you ever noticed that all these people who make videos about other people, they tried at one point to be a YouTuber themselves? Clock that scene. They tried cooking videos, vlogs, day in the lives. Girl, it never worked because you're not it. So you walk around, you run around these YouTube streets and talk about bitches who are it because you will never be it. So with that being said, I think that they come on here and I think that they do what they do. They're trying to still be in the mix because they can't ever get it out the mud for themselves. So and it's like, it's weird because not saying that you can't, because you can, ladies. Anybody out there who wants to be a content creator, you can make it on your own. You just got to keep going and keep going and keep going. The people who give up on themselves and become reactors, because that's all they are, they're failed YouTubers. Whoever is out there and you want to be a content creator in your own right, have your own content, do your own thing, you guys can do it. Just keep at it, keep at it, keep at it. There was a time where nobody knew who Olive was. Nobody knew me, but I kept at it. I kept at it. I kept at it. So, and people already know, oh, you got famous off of Chris? No, honey. I got famous off of food stamp hauls, and I'm not even famous, but you know what I mean. I got known off of my food stamp hauls, off of my drama with my ex, off of my family channel. That's how I got known. Thank you very much. I actually rose other people up with their channels off of the drama that happened between them and I, but I definitely didn't grow from other people. People grew from me. Because my channel, I remember my channel went from 5,000 subscribers to like 50,000 subscribers, like literally overnight. So, yeah, I had a very fast rise, and, that was all my clout. Thank you very much. But anyway, without all that being said, you guys can do it too. You guys can do anything you put your mind to, and I always tell you ladies that. And don't give up. Don't give up on yourselves,
Oh my gosh. Like, it's really the ignorance for me. It's the ignorance. I mean, girl, so everybody that does reaction videos are failed YouTubers. Is that what you had to tell yourself to help you cope with the fact that there are many people wanting to react to you? I think this is hilarious. I mean, again, I can only speak for my experience, but I think this is so laughable. So we are failed YouTubers. Okay, girl, whatever you have to tell yourself. But again, there are so many people on this YouTube platform that do reaction videos on various topics, and they are very successful people behind YouTube. But you are just so limited in knowing how to think outside of your own circumstances and your own situation that you can't even begin to fathom what other people's lives and circumstances are. But I mean, do you, girl? Think whatever you feel you need to think of to make you feel better. But I just think it's weird for you to make that statement. But you guys, that's pretty much all for this video. This was a lot for me. I definitely had to take a breather a time or two doing this video because, again, it's the ignorance. I can't deal with a lot of ignorance. I can take it in small doses, but to just be this ignorant, it just should not be, especially at this age of 35. It shouldn't be where this is what we're seeing on a regular basis. But Olivia did not prove anything. She did not debunk anything. The truth still stands. The proof is still there. You definitely lied. You definitely took advantage of these people. You continually lied in their faces, and you're continually lying in their faces now. So I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. It's OneLove, and I'm out.